Greetings, friends. Happy new moon. It's the last new moon of the year. If you told me at this time last year that I'd be where I am right now, I would tip my head back in the sky and laugh. Um, it would be very Buddha-like. I pulled some cards for us from a deck I haven't used. I have to do my nails. I took them off, but I did. I colored my hair because my intention is to go into 2025 with perfect hair so that I have perfect hair all year because if my hair is pissed off, I'm pissed off. That's just how it is. Do you like my cute little earrings? I went to IHOP with my little cousin earlier. I haven't gotten paid. My money is floating in the ethers. I'm trying to, well, actually, this happened to me about 5 months ago, and at that point, I really needed those pentacles. And at this point, I don't need the pentacles as badly, and that feels good. But also, it's just like it's kind of like it's lowered my morale a bit. But my cousin got her paperwork, so now I taught her how to do some things. And we created something together, which was fun and kind of silly. I felt like we were like little girls again. I'm like 6, 7 years older than her, but she's very important to me. Apollo is trying to escape. Sorry, my child, I'm not letting you out. So what I've done is I pulled some tarot cards in advance from the pagan deck, which I hadn't used before, and how they kind of came out to me. I even took color-coded notes for you people. Um, was in like two streams of energies. Okay, so there's like incoming, outgoing. And obviously like new moons are all about like setting your intentions, and this is in Capricorn. So if you set concrete intentions and you like, take action and you move like a king, and you stay grounded, you will find success. So we're gonna talk about let's talk, Sharpay said out with the old, in with the new. So let's talk about what's going out first, even though this is the opposite of how I journaled them, but that's okay. So outgoing energies, first of all, we have death. So that doesn't necessarily mean people will die. Of course, I mean people die every day. It's going to happen. But to me, what this means, it's like, changes, cycles, and release. So it's like, this is like, we have to kind of get used to that energy. Like we have to, instead of like fearing it, because fear is kind of holding on to something, right? It's like you kind of have to release it, release that fear. And so I've kind of just like channeled, when I say channel, this is just things that pop into my head that I feel called to share. Like journal prompts that, um, I don't know, I think I'll write them all in the caption of this video. But so the journal prompt for this card was, what endings have you experienced this year and how might they have made room for new beginnings to emerge? And this can go, Astra is on my desk if you're wondering why you're shaking. If you're, um, if you want, you can look past or beyond, like past this year, like you can look back at all the endings in your life and how they've made way for new beginnings. Because sometimes you can't see it in the moment, but if you look back on like 10 years ago, you'll start to notice patterns. Okay. So also I wrote down the act of letting go will liberate you, examine bonds in your life that could be preventing new life from growing. So like what's keeping you stagnant. You have to cut sometimes, yeah, you have to cut those weeds. Astraluna has an itchy ear. She said, open your ear chakras, listen. Um, with a purge, as I've been talking about, my skin has been purging. I feel it's almost done. Um, my spiritual body has been purging. I've just been holding on for dear life, but I think I make it look pretty good. So purification through destruction. And, I think we kind of live in a society where it's like things are expected to be so perfect all of the time, but um, it's okay for things to kind of like fall apart and become anew. Meow. Apollo says, yeah. Like you just kind of have to go with the flow of life. Okay. So that's really all I have to say on that. So that's the death card if you wanted to see. If you couldn't tell, we're in different settings. I got a desk for Christmas. I built it all by myself. Yeah, so we're in my room. We're not in my closet anymore. My closet is exclusively my getting ready space, and this is exclusively my workspace. So the Eight of Cups, this has been following me for a while. So this is like, water energy, obviously. So it's kind of like the end of the rope, your breaking point, painful realization. So I think this is like realizing where we've been keeping ourselves stuck. So again, we can let go. We can kill that stuff. So ask yourself, what new beginnings are you looking forward to? Because sometimes, like, to get unstuck, all you need to do is like like get excited. Like I felt for a while now that I've just been living the same day over and over and over again, and I'm like I'm trying to make plans, but it's like the universe is not allowing me to make plans until the perfect moment. So I've just kind of had to like, like I don't allow yourself to not be jaded. I think the Four of Cups is coming up too, and it's very much jaded energy. So we're getting out of that. Um, so walk away from what's no longer serving you and move toward what feels light, like what makes you feel like the most authentic version of yourself, which shouldn't be weighed down. Like you should be light. Um, okay. So next we have the devil, which you can see it's like, there's kind of like a figure like whispering to her, like coaxing her, influencing her thoughts. So um this is like earthy Capricorn energy. Are Capricorns my favorite? No. But actually I learned that my vertex is in Capricorn, so it makes sense that I don't really like Capricorns because then, they're the people that would have a lot to teach me. And I think my anti-vertex is in Gemini. Um, Always trying to learn new things. Okay, so the devil, this is like, passion, creativity, and lust. So what I think this is like we're getting rid of those scorpionic, not necessarily scorpionic, sorry, I'm scorpionic, but like those siren energies. Okay, I used to have this energy so bad where it's just like dark feminine because masculines have been wounded. So it's like masculine energy is healing, so now feminine energy can heal and we can show up in like our more pure, authentic expression. Because the whole reason why I leaned into my sexuality so heavily is because I didn't feel there was no man that could hold me emotionally because no man was willing to go into his own emotions. So then that's why women have had to go to the dark side, okay? But it's balancing the Star Wars, okay? Um, so some questions you can ask yourself. How can you become more tolerant of things that scare you? Also, yeah, we're going into in America, you guys are gonna have Donald Trump as your president. People are gonna be pissed off about it. They're gonna have to put on their big boy pants and not let it ruin their day, not let it ruin their vibration. That's how things work. Um, how can you find ecstasy in every phenomena? So like instead of leaning into fear, just find joy in everything. Like even actually there's like a person that writes for me right now, and so much of what he submits to me is like very like deeply negative, like not great. What are your greatest desires? Because it's more about like devil energy is like focusing on what you want. Angel energy is like chasing a feeling, or it's just like, like like knowing what vibration feels most aligned for you and staying on that vibration. Um, and yeah, so you just have to figure out how you want to feel, basically, is how a new earth works. What or how might addiction and manipulation be holding you back from seeing the truth? I will wholeheartedly admit addiction is so when I lived alone, I could just sit at my desk, Carrie Bradshaw style, and just smoke and write and smoke and write, and it was amazing. I loved it. But now I live with my parents and I don't have that freedom anymore. And so I spend a lot of time sitting in my car smoking weed. And granted, I mean that time is good for me because it is sometimes I just need to recalibrate. Like that's the best way I can describe it. Like I'm a Halian. Like I need to go just like be in my own little energy for a little bit, but I could be more productive if I didn't do things like that. So considering leaving it behind in the new year. Meow, what's wrong, Apollo? Um, so yeah, there's going to be more of a focus on spiritual and less on material things. And don't allow yourself to be tempted by things that risk lowering your vibration. So you have to face your demons and tell them that no weapon formed against you shall prosper. You just have to know when if you are like chosen by God, like I don't know, like as soon as I went most of my life without knowing what my middle name meant, like literally it means protected by God. I say this all the time, but like that means something. Like to me, I'm like, okay, no weapon formed against me shall prosper. Sorry, I just got an email and I do want to see what it is. Oh. Um, okay, the Four of Cups. See, so this is what I was saying about like apathy and boredom and just like but it's time to reflect. So I'm glad that like I've used this time positively. Um, so just know that like separation from like what you want is preparation to get you ready for what you need. Okay, because I've said this before, we have a kind God. We don't have a nice God. He gives us what we need and he makes sure we're prepared for it. And if we try to ignore him, he really makes sure we hear him. So ask yourself, how has the last year prepared you for what you want to achieve in 2025? You don't need to have big goals. It's just like maybe you just want to be a better person. So, like, if you have been a bad person in 2024, you're not happy with what happened, then you can look and say, okay, all these experiences have shown me what I don't want. Astra Luna. She's causing an earthquake over here. I love this little girl so much. Um, so yeah, just take time to pause and reflect on how far you've come. Like, 5 years ago, every New Year's Eve, I would be blackout drunk, like not even sure how I would get home safe, like crazy lunacy, hungover for days type shit. And now I'm just like at peace at home. I'm like, oh, maybe I'll order a pizza. Like, it's whatever. Okay, so that this deck, they do like different things for like the elemental of Pentacles is the King of Pentacles. So this energy of being all about your pentacles, no more in a new earth. And I have been picking up on this heavy. We know this. Um, and so, yeah, again, prioritizing material over spiritual is just like it's not going to work. Like, if you are not spiritually embodied in a new earth, you're going to have trouble holding on to your pentacles. Sure, maybe you can attract them, but can you hold on to them? That's why masculines need feminine energy. Just saying. Okay, so ask yourself, how can you create more safety in your life outside of the material? Because it's like, I think that's when I really started to learn to feel safe is when I had like nothing. Like when I like was living freaking paycheck to paycheck and felt like nothing was going in my favor and like I just felt really like unattractive and down on my luck and whatever. And now I'm just like I'm always in an energy of abundance and I just like I glow. Everywhere I go, people look at me like, wow, like that is a beautiful girl. People tell me, they're like, wow, I love everything about you. I get compliments everywhere I go. I have really great energy because I have taken a lot of time to purify and like clean up and figure out my purpose. And my purpose, quite literally, I wrote this earlier. I said, my purpose is to be the star in every room that I stand in. Like, I'm allowed to be great. I'm allowed to be a muse. That's what I'm here to be. Like, if I love, listen to my little earrings jingle, jangle, jingle, jangle. Um, being generous of spirit will attract more abundance, period. How can you share your wealth in the new year? And that doesn't have to be monetary wealth, but like, well, knowledge is power, right? So if you are sharing things that you know, like how I get on here and I share my gifts with you guys of like storytelling and like transmuting energy and just my personal experience, like that keeps me balanced and then so I'm able to attract abundance. Um, so be confident in the power and impact of your energy. Like what you have to say matters. Sometimes you just have to figure out your point of view. And like if you haven't done enough living, like get out and go do more living so you can figure out your point of view, talk to more people, do some reading, like get some hobbies. Um, and allow yourself to rest, knowing it is part of the process. That's been coming through. Like I've been hearing that a lot lately, is just like you don't always need to be doing. Being is part of the process. It's a very important part of the process, right, Astra? She says, hi, you guys. Okay, and the last card we have is the Hierophant, which like this year, they're burning shit down. So I'm very curious to see if there's gonna be riots and whatnot in January. We'll see. Um, Okay, so Hierophant, Earthy, Taurus energy. So this is like wisdom teacher inner guide. So I kind of think that like, people have spent the last little bit, like people like me, we've spent the last few years like awakening. And then now we're kind of like, we're not keeping it to ourselves anymore. We're pushing it out. Like we're knowing, okay, knowledge is power. And so, but it's going to be kind of like a takedown of old structures and like you have to learn this way or you have to go about like, you have to jump through all these hoops and do all this bureaucracy. Like Elon Musk is onto something with getting rid of bureaucracy. I'm just saying. Um, but yeah, it's just there's going to be a change in the way things are going to become more accessible, I feel. And it might have to, there's going to have to be towers before there are stars, but just trust the process and focus on what you can control, which is your vibration. So ask yourself, what have I learned this year that I can share? Like, what do you have to contribute to the conversation that isn't like talking negatively about someone else or like having opinions about someone else? Like, what have you gone through? What have you experienced? Like, who are you going into this new year and who do you hope to be at the end of the year? You have 12 months. You could write a little book about your life in that time. Um, what do you want to learn in 2025? And so yeah, just as more people awaken, we're all going to feel called to like share our experiences and stuff and like in the way that I do, just kind of get on here and be really vulnerable and keep it real. Um, I even wrote down here out with the old and with the new. I forgot I wrote that, but that's how we started this video out, so that's funny. So you're balancing your intellect and your intuition, your masculine and your feminine. And so you need to know yourself as a teacher, a seer, and a philosopher in whatever way that means to you. You know, it's like you don't need to philosophize like me, but you just need to find the people you can who are willing to listen to you. Because not everyone is, because they're not in the same vibration as you. So I think we're going to be like magnets in a new earth, and all the people of the same vibration, we're going to be drawn together where we're supposed to be. Um, okay, so that's what's leaving. Out with the old. And now, okay, in with the new. Yummy, yummy. Yummy. I have that song by Justin Bieber stuck in my head actually lately. Okay. So justice is coming in. It's been a hot little minute. And actually justice has transformed for me because to me justice used to maybe look like going and having a day in court with the people who assaulted me and like getting some sort of whatever there. But now to me justice would look like leaving everything behind me and starting fresh and being surrounded by people who are of the same energy, who are like-minded, who want to build, who want to grow, who want to create. Like that, that is where I'm going. Okay? See it. See it. That is my Capricorn new moon intention. Know where you, no, be where you are, but know where you're going. Period. Okay, so for justice, I wrote down, so that's like Libra energy, obviously, balance. So if you can't be honest with yourself, how can you expect honesty from others? Something to ponder. How can you be more honest in the new year? Because that is how we are causing a lot of suffering, is it's like we're refusing to respond to what is. We're not being honest with ourselves about who other people are, about who we are, about what we want, about, like the messages other people are sending to us. Like just so much, so much. We need more honesty. Um, so excess leads to burnout, but also laziness leads to depression. So you need to take inspired action is the way to do it. And you can't rely on motivation, so you need to do discipline. So it's like for me, it's like you just need to start like building little habits. So for I almost have a 900-day streak on Duolingo. That's very impressive. I don't go to the gym every single day, but I do try to like stay like, spend a few minutes very conscious in my body every day, like stretching, like working out, any like soreness, any kinks, like paying attention to like what's going on with me, like being embodied. And then like I know when I need to rest. Like I most of the year I didn't sleep that much. And lately I've been needing to sleep a lot more because I've been going through something really spiritual. So I've been giving myself that space and that grace to like go through those things. Um, Become as wise as possible. Capricorn season is an amazing time for that. At the age of Aquarius, big fucking minds, okay? We are very smart people. I love my beautiful mind. Am I don't have regrets, but I spent too long dumbing myself down to try to connect with people. And I'm much more happy like in my aloneness and just being able to express how I feel. Like as long as I can do that expression and as long as I can like read books and like watch movies or just like, like can like find things like around me that like make me know that other people have experienced what I've experienced, that makes me feel not alone. Because sometimes like the people you're with, they don't have much to say. That's what my little cousin said actually. She said most people don't have much to say. I'm like, that's so true. Um, so you want to act with integrity and base your decisions on logic and compassion. So like I said, be where you are, but know where you're going, right? So it's like I can have a vision, but right now it's like I have to make sure my vibration is high in this present moment. So I need to take care of me, but I know what I want. I know what my end game is. Um, and know right from wrong and know that every decision impacts the whole. So again, it's just like know that you matter, your energy matters, everything you do matters. And sometimes you just need a little bit of momentum. Like if you do one positive thing, like do one next right thing, then that can lead you to do more and more and more. It's like my first job ever was working at Tim Hortons, and it's like sometimes when you go through the drive-through, someone will be like, "Oh, I'll pay for the person behind me." And then you get like a train, of like 12, 13, 14, whatever people that'll do it, and it's really really awesome. And then of course it only lasts so long because someone will order $24 worth of stuff and someone doesn't want to pay for that. But still, it's like when that momentum gets going, is the more you prove to yourself you can do that, the easier it becomes to do it on the regular. So make it a way of life to embody um, taking inspired action. Uh, okay, Three of Cups. This is incoming too. This is like community happiness. Look at these people. They having fun. So again, yeah, momentum, abundance, energy, healing union. So look for opportunities in how you can heal through your connection with other people, even if people are pissing you the fuck off. Look at how can I use this to make me better? How can I transform myself through this? How can I not let my vibration drop as a result of this? That is probably my New Year's resolution, I think, is to not let other people impact my energy so much because I am a very sensitive person. And like when I was younger, I was told like, oh, like that's a bad thing. Like you need to change. But it's like, okay, well the way I tried to change that was through like drinking and like numbing myself. And like that doesn't work. Like I'm almost 3 years sober, actually. I will be in March. So um I prefer to live life this way. Uh So yeah, ask yourself like, how can I seek out healing community? I'm supposed to start therapy in the new year, so I'm gonna do like I want to do EMDR therapy, and then there was also like group sessions and stuff, and I would love to just go like talk to other people who have been through like crazy fucked up things like me. Apollo, come here, come here. Um, and yeah, it's just going to be a time of like sharing and communal spiritual growth because I think, the more people start to talk about stuff like this, the more normalized it'll be. The sun is incoming. Here comes the sun. Just started playing in my head by the Beatles. Um, vitality, new life. Hang on. Like I'm gonna be a while. Wasn't he sleeping with me? Wasn't he sleeping with me last night? Oh, okay. Well, anyways, the sun. Here comes the sun. Um, Oh, so ask yourself, how can you heal and warm all that you touch? Like, how can you bring like love, like just maternal energy? Very much. I'm embodying my maternal energy. I feel that. Um, oh, I literally wrote down, how can I prepare to be a wife and mother? Because that's what I'm feeling called to do. I know, I'm laughing at it, but it's true. I keep saying it because I feel it. I feel like it's gonna, I don't know. I'm just showing up. I'm just doing me. Okay. Novice of Swords, which I think is the Page of Swords, but I wrote down stuff for the Knight of Swords. So we're gonna pretend it's the Knight of Swords. And uh so it's like being bold and brave without judgment. So like don't waste your energy casting judgment on others. Just like worry about how you can take inspired action. Why are these people not leaving me alone? Like I'm busy right now. Um So ask yourself what impulsive behaviors should you leave in 2024? Like what's not serving you? What is lowering your vibration? And move forward on your path with confidence and make sure that the action you take is aligned with your higher vision. Again, that higher vision should be based upon how you want to feel, not Apollo. Come here. Um, okay. And we need to wrap this up because everything around me is lowering my vibration right now, and I'm trying to stay in the moment with you guys. Okay, Eight of Pentacles. This even kind of looks like me. She's a girl boss. We need to step into that. So, and I'm trying to do that, but it's just like people around me are testing my patience. So I feel very Blair Waldorf. Anyways, okay. So Eight of Pentacles is all about planning, organizing, implementing. So how can you find more balance between work and life? Because all work and no play makes ASAP Rocky a very dull girl. So I need to like, find ways to like, okay, if I'm taking care of my life outside of work, like even, when I get pretty like this, like I'm a much better person when I'm pretty and when I poured into myself and when I'm like taking care of my body and my mind and my soul. So going to do that so I can be a good at working too. Um, and what skills do you want to develop in the new year? Like what do you want to learn? I think I said that already, but yeah. Um, Discipline will be your friend right now and follow your plan, not your mood. So my plan right now, like this is my plan to finish this video, but my mood is telling me like turn this off and deal with all this other stuff. Apollo, come here. Okay, last card. The Initiate of Pentacles. So I think this is the Knight of Pentacles, who like she takes her sweet fucking time getting there, but she's a reliable. Like that is my future right there. So yeah, persistence and diligence. So ask yourself, like, in what areas of your life are you rushing yourself? Like, how I'm saying I'm feeling called to like become a wife and mother. That doesn't mean like I'm gonna go out and like have a kid with the first person who wants to bang me because that would be a disaster. No, it's like I know the person I want to do these things with, and so I'm trusting that we are working towards that and all in divine timing. But right now, I need to focus on being the best version of me I can. So I'm ready for that, you know? Anyways, okay. And then also, how can you slow down more this year? Like how give yourself space to like not rush so much. Um, Execute tasks with patience and care, like I'm trying to do with this video. But I guess this is practice because one day I'll have kids and I'll still want to yap on the internet and they'll be distracting me. So that's all Apollo is doing right now. And nobody is dying. And also work hard and set realistic expectations. Because if you set unrealistic expectations, that can like slow down your momentum and then you'll give up on yourself. And you should never give up on yourself because anything is possible if you just be live. Okay. I love you guys so much. Happy new moon in Capricorn. Happy end of 2024. I hope this year gave you everything you need.